Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe. Really glad that you can join me this afternoon. I'm just coming back with a very short review on another high-end foundation. It's been one that I've been meaning to do for the past sort of 2 weeks, but I haven't really got round to doing it. As you'll know if you've watched any of my videos, I sort of went on this kind of mini sample haul, if that's what you want to call it, just sort of checking out loads of high-end foundations like MAC and Benefit and Lancome and Clinique and all those guys. I'm a drugstore foundation girl when I do get to wear foundation, and not because it's cheaper, but because I think it's just as nice and can do just as good a job as any expensive foundation can do. But I just thought I'd sort of check out a few high-end foundations and do a few reviews because I'm kind of just love foundation. The one that I'm reviewing today is Chanel, and it's their Perfection Lumiere. It's the new one. It's kind of like the rival to the Lancome Taint Idol Ultra 24-hour foundation. So this is just the little sample. If you've come to the site specifically because you wanted to have a look at a review on this foundation, then you'll obviously know what the bottle looks like. So that's it there. I come in a shade 94 Ombre. Now let me give you a few quick facts on this foundations before I get on to my critique of it. Firstly, it retails at 36, I think it's around £36. Now you can get it in places like Boots, Debenhams, House of Fraser, Selfridges. They'll all have a Chanel outlet that you can purchase this at. The £36 is about $55 US, I think. So it comes in 20 shades, ranging from, I believe, number 12 beige rose up to 154, which is ombre. Now the number 12 beige rose will obviously be for your lightest of Caucasian skins, and the 154 will obviously be for your darkest of black skins. I'm a 94, as I said, ombre, so this is a dark foundation but definitely with yellow undertones. The 154 will more than likely be for black people with red undertones. This is a matte foundation. It's completely oil free. It says, usually when I think about oil free matte foundations, you'd think that it only caters towards people with oily skins. Well, apparently not so with this foundation. Apparently anybody can use this foundation. It goes for all skin types, whether you're oily, dry, combination, normal. This apparently will sit well on your skin. In terms of texture, it's very light, very fluidy. Let me do a little bit of a swatch here for you. So there's your foundation there, if you can see that. Can you see how yellow that is? There it is on the back of my skin there. It looks a little bit red on camera, but it is actually a yellow tone because when I put it on it's very yellow. And I'm just going to rub that in like that. See that? There you go. It's very, very light. There we go. See? So it actually absorbs quite well, and it actually dries really quickly on the skin as well. This foundation will also apparently be good for people who have any type of redness on the skin, any type of dark spots, any type of acne marks on, you know, acne scars or scarring on your skin. Like I don't mean like keloid scars, I mean just like, you know, if you've got a smooth surface, dark marks on your skin, because what this will actively do is cover these marks very, very quickly. Those are basically the facts in a nutshell. Also, it's meant to give your face a very radiant glow, very luminous glow, which I think it does because I've tried it. I've got it on it actually at the moment. You'll also be able to see some pictures of it at the end. Now, those are the facts of this particular foundation. Now, let me tell you what I think the good things are of the foundation, and then I'm going to tell you what I think the bad things are. The good things are that it's a very lightweight foundation, so it's not heavy, it's not really cloying. You could probably wear this out. I think you could wear this definitely out in the daytime and not feel that it was sitting my words, sitting really heavily on the skin. It's I would say that the consistency is definitely a lot lighter than the Lancome Taint Idol Ultra 24-hour foundation. It's definitely a lot lighter. It's much more akin to the Revlon Colour Stay, titchy bit thicker, just by a fraction, but it's definitely very similar in consistency to that. Also, it dries on the skin really, really quickly, which is another good thing. It's also very long wearing, because I actually put this on last week, and it did last for quite a good amount of hours. It says it lasts up to about 15 hours, so that's quite good, and that's really all you need, isn't it, in terms of wearing a foundation. What don't I like about this foundation? Well, unfortunately my dislikes outweigh my likes of the foundation. Even though it's light and very fluidy, I found that putting it on my skin, when I put it on, it was almost very powdery in texture. So when it went on, when I had it on my finger, it was very fluidy. As soon as it went on my skin, it was very powdery. Now I don't know whether that's because I've got sort of combination quite dry in a way on my cheeks and oily around here. I don't know whether that's the reason why on dry skin it looks quite powdery, but I think if it's saying that that all skin types can wear that, then I don't think that that's correct, because I'm quite dry on my cheeks. Maybe that's why it looks quite powdery on my cheeks. That's something I didn't like about it. Also, the other thing I didn't like is that in daylight this one did look very powdery, and it also looked very yellow. It almost looked very similar to the Lancome that I reviewed a couple of weeks back, so I didn't like that look at all. And I've got a feeling that this is the type of foundation I think that may take a bit of time to actually settle down on the skin before it absorbs and sort of goes in and flows nicely with your own skin. They say it's meant to be like a second skin, this foundation. In terms of the feel of it when you put it on, it does kind of feel like a second skin when you're putting it on, but unfortunately for me, when it was going on, it did look really powdery, so it didn't look like a second skin. It just looked like a whole load of powder had kind of been dusted over my face, which I wasn't very happy about that. I'm also not happy about the price. The price I think is extortionate. Now I know that Chanel is a very high-end brand. They've been, you know, making makeup and perfumes and all the rest of it for years, and they're kind of, I suppose, the creme de la creme within, you know, the world of cosmetics and that type of thing. But I think £36 for a foundation that you can probably get better foundations or foundations that do the same job is rather extortionate. I definitely wouldn't spend £36 on a foundation, let alone a foundation that looks very powdered in open, you know, in natural light. So not very happy about the price. I think it's really good that they have like 20 shades in this foundation, so I think it's really good that there's virtually something for everyone. For really dark skins, I'm not sure what the 154 ombre looks like, but I'm hoping that that would match somebody with really dark skin, because that's obviously for much darker skins with red undertones. And I think also the fact that it said that it's for every type of skin, I would disagree with, because as I've said, it looks very powdery on my skin. I am dry around these areas, so that's possibly why. I'm thinking that somebody who's probably dry all over all the time is going to find it hard going, and I did moisturise, is going to find it really hard going with this foundation. You may, if you want it to look really nice, you would probably have to moisturise really well before, you know, in order to avoid that kind of powdered look. So yeah, I mean that's basically the review. Who do I think that this foundation then is going to be good for? I think this foundation is going to be good for someone who is looking for a very lightweight foundation. This is slightly buildable. It says that you can build it up without it looking really thick, but even though you can build it up without it looking thick, you may be building it up so it looks quite powdered and kinda cakey, like a thin icing type of thing going on the skin. So I think this is going to be for someone probably with very minor blemishes on the skin. It's going to be for someone probably with veering towards more of the oily skin rather than the dry skin area. I think somebody with normal skin is very lucky they can wear this. Someone with oily skin, I think this would probably be a lot more suited to than somebody who's got combination or dry skin. And I think that this foundation is obviously going to be for someone who's quite happy to spend £36 on a foundation. I certainly wouldn't do it, no way. Not unless it was absolutely the dog's bollocks. There's no way that I'd do that. So what would I give the Chanel Perfection Lumiere out of 10? I would probably give it a 5. No, I wouldn't give it a 5, I'd give it a 4, sorry. And I'd give it a 4 simply because, number one, it looks quite powdered on my face when I put it on, because I am quite dry around the cheek area. I think that's probably why it did that, or why it looks quite powdery, because it doesn't go on dry skin as well as it would on somebody who is oily or normal. And also the price, I believe, is a little bit extortionate, to be honest. That's really expensive as far as I'm concerned. to pay for any foundation unless it's absolutely amazing. And yeah, I mean, there's good things about it, you know. The colour range is fantastic in it. It's lightweight, it's fluidy, and yeah, it's by Chanel. One more thing I forgot to mention about this foundation: if you don't like foundations that smell really perfumey, don't even bother with this one, because this is probably the worst smelling foundation that I've ever come across in my whole entire life. It just stinks of perfume. You know, I know that Chanel are renowned for their perfumes, but why on earth put it into a foundation? I do not know. I think it's crazy. It stinks. So I wasn't very happy with the smell of that at all. And that's another reason why I gave it a 4, because it's very, I mean, it's worse than the Lancome. It's really, really, really scented, and it's worse than Revlon as well. That has a smell, the colours stay. So I didn't like the fact that it had a really, really heavy smell to it. And that's it. That's the review. The review is that I'm giving it 4 out of 10. I think it's alright, but out in broad daylight, it's not, for me, it wasn't too great looking. It looked yellow and it looked kind of chalky. So I wasn't very happy with that. And just a quick word of advice before I wrap up this review. Whenever you go anywhere to get yourself to take a look at, especially a more expensive foundation, I would really, really suggest that you ask someone, ask the representative for a sample, because in a shop, you know, say for example you went into Debenhams or House of Fraser, you could get tested for a foundation and it could look absolutely phenomenal on your skin, and then you could go outside and it could look hideous. So I would definitely, you could also break out, or it could get oily or anything. So I would definitely, before you purchase any high-end foundations, I don't think you can really do it with drugstore ones. There's never anyone around to try and get a tester from, but certainly I know with the high-end one there's always a representative there. Make sure you get a couple of testers, 1, 2 testers, and test it out over a few days. And if you're happy with it, you don't break out, you don't get really oily, it's not looking chalky on your skin, you know, if it does everything it's meant to do, then go back and purchase. But I would never purchase a high-end foundation straight off the bat. I just wouldn't, because you can waste money that way. And I don't know whether you can send back foundations once you've tested them, because obviously you've opened it up and you've tried it, haven't you? So yeah, so that's the review. And my next video is going to be on something called the law of attraction. It's a positivity video. It's a bit of encouragement. I've been wanting to do these videos for quite a while. Come and take a look at them, and I'm really looking forward to having you come back to the channel and have a look at the new videos that I'm going to be doing. So speak to you soon, and have a really nice night. Ta-ra.